Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, I have finished one side already. All the tightening of the wiring. Here's the cables that I told you guys I was gonna run through. There you go. And it doesn't interrupt anything. See that? So right here, I had to make a slit mark on the bottom. I had to cut it to be able to get this over this area here. And yes, I know you guys may be concerned because there's some RCA cables running through there, but they are twisted, and hopefully I don't have any grounding issues. Here's the ground distribution block there. Trying to get the best angle that I can because I actually have a light on my forehead right now to get everything done. But you see that? It's landing perfectly. Everything is here. Everything's plugged in. This is the best way I can tidy up a crap ton of wires for everything. So now I can just go ahead and put this plastic panel thing back, which this panel goes right here. So I'm gonna put that on right now. Make sure everything closes. Hold on a bit. All right, and there we go. Everything went on just fine. No issues at all. See that? There we go. So once I'm done tuning the system, I can go ahead and reconnect the passenger side seat with its wire harness here. Okay. And then this cable here goes to power on the TV. And then this cable right here is the HDMI wire that's already been pre-attached to the monitor. So there you go. And that's it. Those are the last three wires. They need to be plugged in. Almost forgot though. I do have to plug in these wires that you see here. So sorry if it's a little dark. I have to plug these in now and then route these underneath this part of the carpet here. So let me go ahead and do that now, and I apologize for it not being bright enough in here. It's already like maybe 7 p.m. so it's getting dark and I haven't finished the other side, but this side pretty much is like 90% done. Let me go ahead and show you guys just so I see how it's dark in here already. So here we go. I still have to do this side now, so all of this needs to be done next, and then the same routing like I did here would have to be done on this side and fixed up, and then I can put that panel side thing back and this will be ready. So yeah, let's get to this part. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, this part of the video segment is done of, I believe it's part 3. The amplifiers have officially been installed. All the wires have been ran. This is how it looks like now. Everything nicely closed up. Now you see some holes right there in that area right there. I'm going to be covering that up with some other kind of plastic. That was my attempt of trying to relocate the 12 volt cigarette lighter plug that originally went right here where I have the knobs for the jail audio amps and the epicenter. But here you go. Everything is done here. It's all covered up. It looks basically identical, but yeah, this is cool. This is already finished. So now I can go ahead and put the seats back on for now, and then another day I can come back and tackle the rear quarter panel seats area, well, for the D pillars, because I still have to do those quick disconnect cables or the soldering of that, and then also solder the quick disconnects there. But like I mentioned earlier, I have these plugs from JL Audio that are for the tweeters, like a capacitor, that I have to connect over there. It has to be like a permanent deal already on that side over there. So sorry if it looks so crappy. It has to be a permanent connection over there. So this has to be permanently plugged in on that end over there before I can put that panel thing back with the holes already on it, ready for the C7 speakers and tweeters to be mounted in. So I'm probably going to pre-mount the speaker, the 3.5 inch driver and the tweeter onto the D pillar prior to connecting these in, because it's just 3 push pins that connect to that area, and then 2 7mm screws on the edges, one there and one in the bottom there on both ends. So the other side is right there. So the wires are easy for me to access from the trunk. All I gotta do is just bring out an extension cord with my soldering gun and put those things together, and then do the same thing over here on this end, right here on the front. Do the same thing there for the tweeters and the mid-range speakers. Tweeters on there are also going to have one of these, but I actually need to make these again, so that I can be able to easily plug those in, zip tie them down so they won't be moving all over the place, and that's about it. Also, one more thing I need to sound deaden is this area right here. This little spot that you see here, that trim that goes all the way around the front of the dash, that makes a lot of noise. So since it makes a lot of noise when I'm driving on the freeway, like these clanking sounds, and I figured out that that's where the problem is coming from, I need to add a bit of sound deadening to that, and also some fabric tester tape around the edges, the lip of the thing. So let's just say this is the lip area right here. I would be adding the right there, I would be adding the tester tape around this little area here of the lip of the plastic panel up there, to try to prevent it from smacking like this and making a bunch of noise. So there's still some more little work details that I have to do. I will be doing that off camera, but because I can't keep an eye on this phone, making sure that it won't shut off on me. So I'll be doing that off camera, and then also the door speaker deal I will be doing off camera as well. I have to add some quick disconnects that look like this into the door. I don't know why my camera doesn't want to focus right, but yeah, I need to add some of these to the end of that door, and then the opposite of this side with a small amount of speaker wire similar to this, just maybe like 6 inches or so, with this connector to the door speaker, so I can be able to easily add them on and remove them. This way I don't have to worry about, you know, these kind of little plugs here, and then possibly have them disconnect from Jesus Christ, possibly have them disconnect from within the door. So that would really suck if they disconnect and then they cause a short. So I'd rather have the wire soldered on directly to the speaker, and the opposite end have this quick disconnect, and then have a quick disconnect of this end to the end of the door over there on the panel. So that's going to be a little bit of more work, but at least this will be easier for me to do on a weekend over having to spend all week long trying to put all of this together. So now I'm going to go ahead and put the seats back on so you guys can see what that looks like. In the meantime, I'm going to have my son sit here in the middle row, because I have the seatbelts removed over there and I don't want to put them back on yet. So if we do have to go anywhere, at least, you know, he'll have somewhere to sit and be secured with the seatbelt. But this is what it looks like here, just so you guys can get an idea. There you go. And there's my feet there. You can see my foot right here in this area. It's not touching anything because this panel here, or this board, not board, this support bar here for the seats, it's blocking my foot from touching the amps in the bottom. So yeah, there we go, man. See that? So that's all it is there. And yeah, I'm super excited to get this part of the system done. I've been waiting for a while to be able to do this, but I'm glad I got it done. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. I'm going to go ahead and put the seats on, give you a quick clip of what it looks like with the seats installed. On this side here, I can put the little brackets on for the seat, because that's not going to be messed with anymore. On this side, I will not put the brackets that go covering those screw holes yet, because I'm going to have to remove the seat again and then lean it back against the second row bench, so I can be able to tune the LC6 with the or set the gains on the LC6 to where I need them at, which I'm going to try to attempt 7 volts, since this Tweak 88 can handle a maximum of 7 volts. So I'm going to do 7 volts all across, like I said earlier. So basically it would be 7 volts at 1000 hertz for the front speakers, 7 volts at 1000 hertz for the rear door speakers and D-pillar speakers, 7 volts at 40 hertz for the subwoofer, and call it quits. Now, I talked to audio control. Audio control says that I do not need to plug anything here because it would automatically sense any speaker wires that are connected here. It would automatically sense it on the third channel for the output. So I hope they're right, because inside of this box there's no step or loop bit or whatever plug to change that from having this sum with this, so that these two can be merged together and have audio coming in from here and out to both of those channels. So I really hope that they're right, man. So if not, it's gonna suck, because I'm gonna have to like basically redo this little cable here and have a little L shape or U shape cable from here to this end. If I have to do that, at least it's not going to take that much. I'll use 18 gauge speed wire for that part and call it a day. But yeah, other than that, that's pretty much it. Let me go ahead and stop the video here real quick for you guys, put in the seats so you guys can see how everything is, because I gotta go buy some groceries. I'm almost out, and it's Thursday, April 1st, 2021. And like I said earlier, I've had this car gutted out since Saturday, March 27, 2021. So it's been almost a week. So I needed to get this done. My wife has been very patient, so shout out to my wife for not minding me doing this as long as I have food in the house. So thank you, Jesse. I love you. And thank you for bearing with my stupid hobby of expensive car audio. But we're all going to be able to enjoy this in the car, so this is going to be super awesome. All right, guys, let me go ahead and get the seats back on, and we'll call it quits there for this segment of the part 3. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, and we are at the conclusion of the part 3 of the JL audio system install. I did the amps. Here's the seats on already with those plastic brackets I told you guys about. They need to go on in there. Here's the audio control epicenter, and if you can see, it's a really tight squeeze, man. Remember when I told you guys about that tight squeeze? I wasn't joking around, man. Check this out. You see that? I mean, it is really tight in there and not that much room. Matter of fact, if I scoot the seat up too forward, that wire that you see there, let me see where my finger's at. That wire right there will hit this epicenter. So I gotta make sure, let my wife know to please not move her seat too high up. So I put a piece of tape right around here to kind of line it up to where the seat needs to stay at. And if I ever get this car washed, I gotta make sure to let the guys at the car wash also know, please do not move my seats from their location. So here's the back end. See that? And remember how I told you guys that it's not a good idea to put maybe more than 2 amplifiers? This is why. See that? Because you also have to take into account all the wire harnesses that go underneath the seat for the motorized part. But overall, this is good. And this doesn't really get in the way of anything. I've sat in here already. Let me see. Watch like this. And my feet sit here just like this. And even if I was to get extra comfortable and put my feet all the way this way, which is really uncomfortable for me to have my feet this far forward, but if I put them there, it doesn't get in the way. See that? And there's the amp there, so that's pretty cool. Same thing on this side. So let me take you guys to the driver's side, because there was a big concern that I had about the audio control LC6. So I went ahead and I ordered an LC7 just to make sure that there's no issues with that. So I'll show you guys right now though. But here's the driver's side. Okay. Everything's already hooked up. See that? And I have easy access to those screws that are right there and right there, so I can remove the panels from the amplifiers and then adjust the gain control to match the cleanest, non-distorted level possible using the DD1 Plus. So I will be recording that as well, so I can show you guys what's up. So here's the audio control LC6. I took it off for a couple reasons. Okay, so number one, when I was moving the seat forward, this wire right here, this one right here, was starting to push the epicenter forward. And I had these wires right here. I had these wires zip tied down. I should have left them loose because when I started moving the seat forward so that I can screw in the rear bolts, because these ones already were bolted on, this main out channel 1 got the RCA jacks kind of moved down. If you kind of see, look, it's kind of slanted down. And if I start moving it, look, see that, how it's moving? I don't think that's a good idea to leave this plugged in. Chances are it got damaged already from the inside. These other ones though also move back here, but they don't stay stuck like this one. See that? Oh, look, check that out. Damn, look at that. You see that? I probably broke this damn thing without even realizing it. But yeah, the cable that's down here started pulling the epicenter forward. Now that was my mistake too, because I should have been more cautious about this cable here. Not this one, but this one right here. And I can't move it or tuck it in any further. This one here that I'm touching. So as long as I don't move my seat too forward, I should be just fine. The way this is set up though, if I would have had the epicenter set here, this is what it would have looked like. Just like that. And even though I already have my seat adjusted, this is how I would have looked at in there. Now if I would have stepped inside like this, see how I told you guys that my foot wouldn't get in the way? I know, I'm sorry, I have an ugly ass leg. Forgive me please, YouTube. But anyways, seeing how this is it, I decided to go ahead and order the LC7 instead. I feel like if I get the LC7, I could also benefit from the AccuBase for the subwoofer line. Now, one of the reasons why I don't want to put in the fixed 86 for the car is because it kind of like has this weird hissing sound, and I've heard this from many people. Some may experience and some may not, but I don't want to deal with that. 2, you're limited to like 2 volts out of 4, or out of whatever it is that it can do. When you do 4, some people have issues, so they have to drop it down to 2 to get less of a hissing sound. I never dealt with that with audio control products, so I would rather get the updated run, because again, this audio control used to be in my 2012 Genesis and it worked for many years, but this has always been kind of loose on this side here. And I bought it like this off of Sonic Electronics many years ago. So this is really old, but it still, you know, worked. But I'd rather get something updated. So I ordered an audio control LC6 from bestbuy.com, and I'm hoping that I can get it as soon as possible so that I can install it. But in the meantime though, while I'm waiting to get that delivered and stuff and put it back in and all that crap, I'm going to start putting the quick disconnect cables on the tweeter or 8-pillar location for the tweeter and mid-range, and the same thing over here with the D pillars as well. So the next video that you guys see from this, I should hopefully be able to show you guys how to install the C7 3.5 inch drivers on the D pillar location. So the 3.5 inch driver and the tweeter, I should be able to show you guys how to do that, and that should be pretty fun. So thank you guys so far for bearing with me on this crazy build that's been taking so long for me to do. It's been almost 2 years since I got the car, and I've been trying to get the system done, and purchasing the stuff has also been very difficult. Even getting the C7 speakers, because of the whole coronavirus thing, it's just been really difficult to try to get all the products that I needed for the car and the build. So I'm glad that I'm getting this out of the way already. So the easy parts are going to be basically the 8-pillar speakers put on, and the subwoofer at the end. So that little not a quick disconnect, but the tweeters crossover, which I just put here, this guy right here has to go back here. So this one is a mid-range speaker. This one up here is the one for the tweeter. See that how it says tweeter? So a quick disconnect is going to have to be soldered onto here. Then the quick disconnect of this end is going to go connect to this one right here. And then I'm going to make sure that the wire is nicely tucked in somewhere where it's not going to be in the way, so that this can be tucked in nicely somewhere down here. Then the tweeter wires can get connected to this end and it won't move out of place. They'll stay put. No matter what I do here, it will be like connected with the zip tie here in this area and it will stay put. And then I can go ahead and connect the tweeter to that. And the deep pillar mid-range speaker will be direct because that will be controlled by the Tweak 88. But other than that, that's it, guys. Thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it and you found it, you know, useful. And up until the next one with part 4. So let's keep going, guys. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned.